Suggested Lanzini would come back in today after his ban for diving, and he does for Michail Antonio, who's not in the squad, and Collins is in for Reed at the back. Bournemouth have had some players missing, but welcome back Francis and King, while Lewis Cook also starts in midfield. Out goes Sermon, Stanislas, who's injured, and Simpson.
Simon Cox's second of the afternoon in League One for Southend, and his seventh of the season means they've retaken a 2-goal lead over Charlton. It was about 10 minutes ago at Brutal. Southend 3, Charlton 1. Let's go to West Brom next. Everton are the visitors. Rob Lockman, you're watching one side who have had a bounce from a new manager, visiting one side who haven't.
Very true, Chappers. A massive day for troubled West Brom, and yet the news here to catch the eye is the return of Yannick Bolasie for Everton. 2 operations on that cruciate ligament injury, 386 days out of action, and he starts today. Be fascinated to hear from Andy Reid in the studio what that's like coming back from a long-term injury, especially as Bolasie said in June he expected to be playing at Christmas. So he was on the bench, unused substitute at the weekend, and now perhaps one day behind schedule he's back in action for Everton. Just to say, Sam Allardyce returning to West Brom, a club he once played for. He goes with 3 at the back. Jagielka's on the bench, so in come Ashley Williams and Mason Holgate. And the West Brom team news just before we hear from Andy. Alan Pardew, he shuffled the pack a bit. 3 changes as they try to end that grisly run of 17 games without a win. Matt Phillips returns after injury. Jay Rodriguez starts, and Craig Dawson comes in for Alan Neon at the back.
And will there be a sense of nervousness for Yannick Bolasie about coming back, Andy?
Yeah, I think he'll be a little bit probably timid, a little bit wary of his injury. I had towards the end of my career when I had plenty of comeback kind of trials where I thought I was getting there and kind of broke down. So to be able to get there and get himself back on the bench and get himself in a position where he feels he can go, it's a massive lift for him. And just getting out there and testing it will be the big thing for him. And once he does that, then I'm sure he'll go from strength to strength because he's a fantastic player.
I know know the game has changed a lot, so it doesn't happen as much now, but do you think there's more apprehension when you're an attacker coming back from injury, because there's a greater chance of you being clumped by a defender, whereas if you're a defender coming back from injury, you in many ways choose those timings yourself a little bit for the tackle?
Yeah, possibly, but I think with modern day players, they're that quick. They're almost their speed almost kind of lends to them picking up kind of injuries. They're that quick into to nick past a defender. The defender might just be a little bit late, and so it's almost a speed. And somebody like Balassi, who's lightning quick when he's fully fit, is he's likely to pick up injuries. And as I said, it's great to see somebody back after such a long-term injury. So we wish him all the best and hope that he gets on the pitch.
One game in the Scottish Championship, Livingston have been a goal down at Dumbarton, and they've turned it round. They're 2-1 up a couple of minutes before half-time. Let's go back to Kempton. King George VI chase gets underway at 3:05. John Hunt has the latest in the market.
Nicky Anderson fresh from his Christmas hurdle win with Bouver Dare. Strong-handed in the King George. He's got favourite Might Bite, the 11-8 market leader, and Whisper, who's in there at 7-1. Other horses bidding to put their names alongside the likes of Desert Orchid and Wayward Lad and Quarto Star. Bristol Demai 3-1. Fox Norton's a 7-1 chance, as is last year's winner Thistlecrack, who has spent much of the time since being injured. So it's a great lineup, but Might Bite, the one who sets the standard.
Back to the Championship and the Den, where the leaders could be dropping points this Boxing Day. Chris Dennis.
As things stand, they are dropping 2 points, being held by Millwall by 2 goals, all 8 minutes to go. A pulsating match that swung one way then the other. All credit to Millwall, who love to ruffle feathers, don't they? They're doing exactly that here on Boxing Day, in front of an expectant crowd. Into the last 7 minutes, Millwall 2, Wolves 2.
And back to the Premier League and our Boxing Day 3:00 kickoffs. Conor McNamara will be watching Huddersfield against Stoke.
Yes, David Bagder says his Huddersfield team have overachieved so far this season. The Premier League newcomers have 22 points in their 19 games so far. But he might want an improvement at home form. Huddersfield have lost 2 of their last 3 games here at John Smith Stadium. 4 changes today for the home side. Both fullbacks are rotated. Smith and Love a start. Jonathan Hogg is back from suspension. He goes straight into the midfield. Steve Mounier will begin the game up front. Stoke hoping that they've turned a corner now. Their victory at the weekend over West Brom was absolutely crucial. It's been a tough few months for Stoke, but a 2-0 win here, or a 2-goal win for Mark Hughes' team, would see them move above Huddersfield in the table. Hughes wants more of the same, so Stoke are unchanged.
Oxford haven't been able to hold on, and Gillingham in League One. Connor Wilkinson has scored for Steve Lovell. 3 minutes left at that game. Gillingham 1, Oxford United 1. We will go to Vicarage Road next. Watford against Leicester, our last 3:00 game to visit. Mark Scott.
Yes, afternoon, Mark. 5 points and 2 places between these teams, but very differing feelings at the halfway stage of the season. There were so many positives about Watford's start to the campaign and Marco Silva's abilities, but their recent run of 4 straight defeats mean that they've actually reached the halfway point of the season with 22 points, exactly the same as they managed under Walter Mazzari last time around. As for Leicester, Courtwell has brought the feel-good factor back to the Foxes, as well as some points on the board, and he's enjoyed success with a slight tweak of that system that they used to such good effect in the past. 4-2-3-1 has really been working well for them. He's made 4 changes today, Puel, with Premier League debut for Alexander Dragovic amongst them, Chilwell, King and Okazaki. The others to come in: Simpson's injured, Abora's rested, Fuchs and Damari Gray on the bench in a bid to try and get Watford back in shape. 3 changes for the Hornets from Silva. Decore and Ziegler are back after suspension. That a big boost, with Molowage also coming in for his first Watford start. Prödl, Holebas and Gray move to the bench.
Andy Reid is with me this afternoon in the studio to go around the grounds on 5 Live Sports on Boxing Day, and then bring you Liverpool against Swansea from 5:30. Claude Puel's brought a bit of spirit back to Leicester as well, hasn't he? A bit. I'm not saying there was disunity under Craig Shakespeare, but just seems to have a little bit of fight, don't they? Which, considering he's a man who's been accused or dismissed from Southampton but not appearing to have much character, seems slightly ironic.
Well, it does, especially when you see Southampton's predicament at the moment. He's gone in there and he's done a fantastic job. I think there's some quality players in there. I think Craig Shakespeare done a decent job recruiting as well in the summer, and I think he was possibly a little bit unlucky But Puel seem to brought a little bit of, they seem to be heading in the right direction. They seem to be moving and flowing. They're playing some better football. They're playing to their strengths a little bit more than what I've seen them in the early part of the season. So he's gone in there. He's established very, very quickly, what their strengths are, and he's played to them, and he's done a very, very good job.
And because it's so tight in the lower half of the table, within the space of 3 or 4 weeks, at one stage you can be spoken about as having a great season and doing really, really well. And if you just go on a bit of a wobble for a month, all of a sudden it changes. And Watford are the prime example of that at the moment.
Yeah, very much so, and it all seems to stem from that link with the manager with Everton. All seems to stem back to them. They haven't really got going from that. They haven't seemed to recover. I was a little bit disappointed in him if I was looking at it from a Watford point of view when that all came. He didn't really distance himself from the Everton job. He never really came out and said, "No, I'm staying at Watford no matter what." He left it hanging out there. Almost like he was half wanting to go there. And I think that that reflects onto the players, it reflects onto the fans, and it's shown in the results and the performances that they've had since then.
In that situation, do you think players in that dressing room, when he's not around, when they're after training, whatever, in the training ground, will say, why has he not said it? Why hasn't he, as you say, ruled himself out? Players will talk.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, of course. He's the manager. He's the